What's up, everybody? A new episode of the Wisemen Say Podcast here with you tonight. Apologies for the delay. I had to deal with adults acting like children in my soccer game, and was not fun. I know we said 9 o'clock, but we are here at 9:15. Just me. Jerald is updating his laptop right now, so he will be joining me shortly. Other than that, welcome again, everybody, to a new episode of the Wisemen Say Podcast. Tonight on the docket, we have a recap of the 2-2 draw against Inter Miami, Gabby's Corner preview against New York City FC, and of course, everybody's favorite MLS predictions, all here on the Wisemen Say Podcast. So, Crew, Inter Miami, obviously the first time that these two teams played, a 2-1 win at home against Columbus, in Columbus, I should say, for Miami. Leo Campana getting both goals. Cucho coming back into that game off of injury, gets the lone goal for Columbus. Columbus needed a massive 3 points on the road against this team last night. It wasn't for a lack of trying, but me personally, I'm happy with a point on the road. Yes, Columbus did win at home this past Saturday against the Red Bulls. Quick turnaround in the heat, humidity down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Miami had the same turnaround, except they had a draw against Austin on Saturday. Me personally, I'm fine with the draw. Here's why. One, it's a quick turnaround against a bottom of the Eastern Conference team. Secondly, we have a bigger game coming up against New York City on Saturday. We heavily rotated the squad against Miami. You had Degenek, who's played, I'd say 15 minutes on Saturday against the Red Bulls. Degenek go full 90. You also took out Yayo Boa and replaced him with Arston. You also had it was kind of the same lineup, but you rotated some players. Why? Because you have a bigger game coming up. I'm fine with a draw. Miami, on the other hand, they rotated players too. Joseph Martinez started against Austin, and he was on the bench. It's okay to take a point. I get that, they're bottom of the table. Of course, they want to win. You have to win against the bottom of the team, bottom of the conference team. No Jerald, no party. Gerald's on his way. He had to update his drivers for some wireless adapters or something like that on his laptop. But he should be joining me here shortly. Connor, how are you doing, buddy? But you have a bigger game coming up. Let's go through the first half. First half, Columbus started off quick. We've seen that play happen before. It happened against Nashville, where Cucho and I think it was Christian, two men starting on the kickoff, lob ball over the top to the left wing back, whether it's Arsene, Yaboa, whoever, almost gets the end of it. However, I will say this: Max Arsene had terrible time against Benjamin Kromashki. Benji Kromashki had him in his back pocket the entire game until Arsene had to come out. So Arsene had no response to get around Kromashki. Kromashki didn't play defense either against Columbus the last time. However, at home, Kromashki had Arsene in his back pocket the entire first half. However, it's not for a lack of trying. Again, Elhada Boza for taking the draw in 2005. To the rock, they want their insult back. Oh my gosh. Poor Connor. But first half, Columbus, they started off strong. However, I think the heat kind of got to them early. Excuse me. they kept absorbing pressure from Miami. Miami has Pizarro, Campana, Kramaski, Stefanelli, Dixon Arroyo, a big body in the midfield who bodied crew off of the ball the entire night. You have 5 players to deal with. I think the humidity got to them a little bit early. But again, they're absorbing pressure. Of course, I don't think Nazi wanted to absorb that much pressure. It's the first time Columbus has ever had less possession in a game, I think, except for, I want to say Philly. First time they've had less possession. I think it was like 42% possession for Columbus against Miami yesterday. The first time. However, it's, again, Columbus absorbing pressure, getting, caught out. I think the back line was a little bit shaky, in my opinion. They did a good job getting, getting Miami off of their game, getting caught offside. I think there was more offside calls than there was shots in the first 20 minutes of the game. However, Darlington Nagbe only scores bangers. I will say that. 23rd minute, corner kick for Columbus. Zelarayan crosses it in. Drake Callender, big punch. That ball stayed up in the air for a long time. And Nagbe on his inside right foot. First of all, hold on. The inside of the foot, that's hard enough as it is. When the ball's coming to hit it right on the volley, that's hard enough as it is. I don't know if anybody watched the LA game last night, but my guy whiffed. The ball was like right in front of him. Nagbe hits it first time from like 20 feet up in the air and gets past Callender. 1-0 Columbus. And then Columbus sets in, and now again they're absorbing the pressure from Miami. They're, getting caught flat-footed. They're getting caught out of position. It's just not Columbus. We asked Nazi last night, if he's upset the way that this game ended. He told I asked him, I can't remember what the question was, but I asked him about, killing off games, and he said he was impressed with the chances that they had in the first half. They had chances, but they just didn't convert on chances, because Columbus could have had so many goals last night. They just couldn't convert. But first half, nothing really exciting except for that goal. First of all, if Darlington Nagbe isn't up for goal of the week, I don't know what is. But it's almost as if, hang on, let me pull up the actual stats, by the way, for this game. Schedule. Because I just want to see exactly how this game ended. There we go. Miami 2, Columbus 2 stats. So, I mean, Miami had more shots on target with 5. We had 4. Overall, passing breakdown 86.9 to 85.6. In their attacking half, Miami more, 80%. 79, yeah. 80%. In the final third, we had more crosses. In 5-minute intervals. In the 15th minute, Miami had 16%. We had 84. However, in the 20th minute, Miami had 72. We had 28%. That doesn't necessarily negate the fact that Columbus was dominating the first half, but they weren't at the same time. Can't stop a bicycle kick from one of the best strikers in the league. You just got to step back and clap. Yeah, I'll get to that here soon, Connor. That was a golazo. By the way, New York City, the team that we play on Saturday, are currently locked 1-1 and 84th. This is big for Columbus if this holds. And speaking of the man, the myth, the legend himself, while he loads in, looks like he is ready to go. Just getting the okay. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite co-host, Jerald Lucas, everybody.
What's happening, yo?
What's going on, man?
Oh, had to go get that piece for the laptop for this Saturday.
Oh, did you get it?
Yes, and I love it.
Nice, man. Nice. Just going through the first half of the Miami Crew game. Right now, just breaking down the stats. I'm talking about Columbus really not dominating the first half.
They didn't.
Although in the 15th minute they seemed that they had more possession, but in the 20th minute they had a lot more. They had to defend a lot. They started off quick, but as time went on in the first half, they absorbed pressure from Miami.
They did. Really wasn't that. I don't think they were playing the possession game in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
They actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say they were playing the possession game, but they did a great job of pinning Miami back. And the announcers were saying it how Kermesky, couldn't get up there to create plays. So I give it up to their interim head coach. Give it up to him at halftime, made that adjustment that they did, which I guess we'll talk about it here, when we talk about the second half. But that first half, they were pinning Miami back from being able to create plays, right? And pretty much Capana was obsolete in the first half. They didn't. They were even talking about it. They was like, it's amazing how we haven't even mentioned Campana's name yet. That much. So, credit to Nancy and that attack was pinning them back. Yes, it's a party now. The way that they might not have had that much possession in that first half, but their attack was something stupid. And shout out to Coach Carol Seaver, if everybody knows who that is, Morgan Hughes. He even said it in one of his tweets that I'm just gonna go ahead and pull it up and read it because it is so true about this year's team, right? I don't think he's a. Let me switch Twitter pages real quick, but he made a comment about how scary this team is, and the tweet goes something like this. He said, "Ho hum, more points dropped late against the worst team in the league. However, Crew should have won the game by 5. This team is dangerous as hell, folks. We're close to being an entire thing." That's scary.
We are damn close. You know what it is though? You know what it is that we need to be a complete team.
Another midfielder.
I hate to say this. Cincinnati is a complete team.
They are.
What we need to be a complete. I'll agree to disagree for a midfielder. What we need to be a complete team is another center back besides Chaberco. Right?
Oh.
Because here's the thing, right? Steven is not a center back. I love Steven to death, but you can tell he is very, very uncomfortable playing center back.
Which is true.
I think Chaberco coming in moves Zawadzki out of center back.
Yes.
And gets him back to being in that midfield. However, here's the thing though, right? Do you take out Christian Ramirez and move Matan back and start Zawadzki since Aiden is unavailable?
No.
And let me rephrase that. I don't know if he's available or not this week.
No.
But as I said, I'm going off of we had a midweek game. We have what 4 or 5 day turnaround.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's unavailable for this week. Do you, with Chiberko coming in, move Zawadzki to Aiden's spot, put Matan back up with Lucas, put Cucho back up with Christian, and move Christian to the bench?
No.
I don't think so either.
I think you put Milos, Chiberko, Morera, right? Then you have, because then that now pushes Amundsen up to his natural position, right?
What so you put Yao Yaboa back on the bench?
Yes, to start.
Okay, and then bring him on what, second half?
Yes. It's not nothing against Yao, but with Chiberko coming in, and we have a healthy back line now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put Chiberko and Milos, two center backs at fault, right? You bring Morera over to Farsi side because that connection right there has been proven, right? So now you have Chiberko and Amundsen.
Sorry, I'm sharing out the podcast right now.
You have Amundsen and Chiberko, right?
How was I not subscribed to our own podcast? I just subscribed. Anyway, go ahead.
You have Chiberko and Amundsen on the left, Morera and Farsi on the right. With Deganek anchoring that middle, right?
Yeah.
You keep what is working. So if you have, Aiden is out, okay.
OMG, I got my blue check mark.
Oh Lord.
I hate this shit. Sorry, go ahead.
You got Aiden out, right? So then that leaves pretty much Lucas and Nagby and Matan there in the middle, right? And you have Farsi, Amundsen there also on the wings. But then that leaves you with Cucho and Christian up top. With sort of playing that diamond with playing a triangle with, diamond, you might as well say it's a diamond, having Lucas, Matan, Christian, and Cucho, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you run with. Then in the second half, I want to say maybe sub earlier than what you did against Miami. Because I have a feeling that if Nancy, so a lot of people say, why doesn't Nancy sub a little sooner, right?
Yeah.
If they listen to what he said last night.
Well, I mean, hell, even we asked a question earlier in the season. I think it was me actually. Why sub so late into the game? He told me that verbatim. He listens to the game. The game pretty much tells him when to sub players in.
And he said it last night in the post game. For
which
all you guys out there,
which you can listen to on Spotify.
He said it. He said, he does the subs on how the game is dictating to him.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier in the year, he made the comment of substitutes are like a party. You might have an interpretation of the party. This is a great party, but I might look at the party and be like, it's time to go. I don't like this party.
Yep. Which, by the way, we will put that full. We'll find that full quote and we'll put it after this spot. So for those who missed the live stream tonight, here is what Nancy had to say. Continue.
So it's maybe you bring in Yao depending on how the game is dictating against the Pigeons from NYC, right?
Correct.
Maybe you bring him, you bring him on in the 65th minute, right? So you could still you bring him on now that drops. Now that drops, right?
Yeah.
Now then you could bring in Yao and Sean. You know what I'm saying? You could bring in Sean for Amundsen, right? Or somebody in for Farsi. So I mean, it's one of those where I think having a healthy back line now and actually having center backs that actually play that position for real and not in FIFA, it's only going to get better, right? Now here's the
Things have to get worse before they get better.
here's the funny thing. So we just brought in Yevhen Cheberko, right?
Yep. The Ukrainian defender.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now there was a trade today.
Yes.
Right? Not any players, so everybody, don't get your panties in a bunch. It was for an international spot.
Yes.
Now what do?
I was talking to my mom about this, and I have a feeling that it's going to come true.
Holland?
You mean, are you talking Erling Haaland? Erling Haaland, the Norwegian striker from Man City? No way, my friend. We would have to sell the rights to Crew Stadium, historic Crew Stadium. We would have to sell Lower.com Field. We'd have to sell Kucha, Lucas. We'd have to sell the entire team. We would have to make sure that we have a new ownership. We'd have to be owned by Qatar.
Listen,
if we wanted to get Erling Haaland.
The Haslam's have the money.
By the way, full whistle just blew. New York City 1, Charlotte 1.
Bastards.
Just kidding. Connor says, just got done helping my dad pay carpet in our hallway and living room. Biggest pain in the butt ever. When we were done, I said, why the hell didn't we hire somebody who knows what they're doing? Just keep Josh. Yeah, I would like to see Josh become part of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
For Crew 2, at least. For Crew 2.
Yes, for Crew 2.
Yeah.
Nah, but who were you talking about that they could go get?
I wasn't talking about anybody. Yeah, I'm talking about somebody who's going to be gone.
Which one?
Definitely.
I already know.
Definitely not the you have to hang on. I'm writing to you in our private chat. But it's definitely not the one that I was talking about on Twitter yesterday. It can't be. It can't be.
No.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Because the tweet that I saw, we'll get back to the game here in a second. The tweet that I saw, personal reasons could mean a lot of things, but I want to take a minute to talk about the timing of this, right? What happened last week? I think it was last week. Week and a half ago.
Named the All-Stars?
No. Somebody got loaned out for the season. For those who don't know, we're talking about Aiden Morris, first of all. Aiden Morris left USMNT camp for Gold Cup for personal reasons. Week and a half ago, I believe, Jake Morris.
Yes.
Jake Morris got loaned to Loudoun United. Though he's already there, right? I don't think the crew have any intentions on trading Morris. Yes, that's what I said. That's what I said. The crew have no intentions on trading Morris. First of all, Aiden Morris is one of the best defensive midfielders in the league. He's also one of the best midfielders on the team. Why would you get rid of
an essential piece?
Yes.
Midway through the season?
That compliments Darlington Nagbe.
That's going to be
You don't do that.
His predecessor?
Yeah. You don't do that. And like the user said on Twitter, unless something big has come across the table, and I don't think it has yet, there's no way that this kid is out of Nancy. Nancy has praised him all season long.
Which I agree with, unless there's something big, right?
Mm-hmm. It has to be a monstrous offer.
Now, it sort of seems like there might be something big brewing now that there's an international spot open. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm I'm gonna say that I there's no way in hell that they trade him. But I see it looks like there could be a storm brewing, right? For something big, especially now. And I would not be mad about that if that happened. Connor.
Wasn't it at the beginning of the season too? He signed that contract? Yeah, that's what I thought. Casemiro. Oh, Casemiro in black and gold. Yes.
I would not that's what I'm saying. I would not be
I
would not oppose that.
Yeah, I would not. I also wouldn't oppose a Hakim Ziyech in black and gold as a winger.
Yeah. No.
James Ward-Prowse. I'd take a James Ward-Prowse. I'd take a James Ward-Prowse. But continue.
Unless there's something. So with us getting an international spot now from Seattle. And for a cheap too.
150,000 and was it GAM?
Yeah. That's cheap.
Yeah, that's dirt cheap, which means the money is being spent
wisely.
Yes.
And with what you and me were talking about in our
I just sent something back, by the way.
I just saw that. So if you find out about that from him,
do not tell Daniel.
I will. I'll say that. I will say that. Yes. Take a picture and say that, and tell him to watch our episode. Yes.
Imagine Sergio Ramos coming to Columbus and not Miami.
I'm for it.
By the way, if you guys didn't watch, go back to the episode. Was it Monday night?
Monday night episode 69 of the Battered Herons.
Yes. Our good friends over at the Battered Herons, the Inter Miami podcast, had us on, and Daniel was talking about him getting a Sergio Ramos jersey if he goes to Miami, but he wouldn't get a Messi jersey.
But no, so I think there is a storm brewing. Which, if Columbus does, if for some reason they did trade Aiden, the supporters would burn down the Nordeca. I'm sorry, but it would have to be for somebody that is huge, like you said, a huge name. So,
Jerald, last thoughts on the first half? including the Darlington Nagbe banger.
Banger. I mean, he only shoots bangers, right? And you could sort of see it the way that, Darlington was camped out underneath that ball when it was in the air. And, even the announcers was like, you don't give Darlington that much time to camp out underneath the ball.
I saw a tweet said Darlington Nagbe set up a tent and a campfire under that ball.
Listen, and you could tell it was how, he was about to shoot the banger, because when he went to go cock his leg back, he was already leaning to that left.
By the way, he hit that on the inside of his right foot, which is hard because a ball like that coming down from like 20 feet in the air, you're putting your laces through it. You are putting your laces.
That's right, Connor. We do see one banger a year.
Yeah.
But needless to say, Calendar hit that, popped it up in the air, and as soon as he popped it up, you could sort of see the look on his face, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I messed up. And then it just so happened that the box, the lane just opened up for Nagbe and, sent it home.
Second half.
Can I forget that half?
The second, I started with this at the beginning. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. I lied to everybody. We had 39% possession last night. Holy heck. What happened to the big C captain's armband? We got the basic captain armband now. I would assume it's in the clubhouse. But I think the big C one kind of
is lower.com.
Huh?
I think that's more or less for like lower.com.
The black, the other captain. Yeah. I also think it's more work to put on because it's just one you kind of just do like this as opposed to the regular captain's one. It's a strap. I don't know. That's a good question, Connor. But I said last night, I'm happy with a point. Look at the conditions. Look at the quick turnaround. Miami had the same thing, sure. But, I mean, by the way, no hydration break? It's weird.
I was thirsty just watching them sweat.
Yeah, I know. Dude, there was one point in time where Zelarayan was on screen and you could just, like, his whole face was just dripping in sweat. And I'm like, but Orlando,
there should have been more yellow cards in that second half.
Yeah, Alex Shilowitz has been a little bit conservative when we've had him on giving cards. Thoughts on the second half, though? And then we'll get right into your segment.
So, second half, this is where I say congratulations to the Inter Miami's interim head coach right now. He brought up Frey from his back line, which created so many problems for Columbus. And, I asked Nancy about it last night. That was the game changer. As soon as he did that allowed Krasinski to sneak up there to get Campana involved.
Yeah.
Had we made maybe a slight tactical change when that happened, I don't think they would have scored. I don't think Campana would have got into the game like that. Now, maybe they might have scored if you put in Martinez sooner. Maybe it might have been a different game.
Connor said Tata was watching that game thinking, we about to cook. Yeah, they cooked all right. Holy hell.
You could tell he was saying that was horrible. At one point when they showed him, he was saying that was horrible, absolutely horrible.
Well, yeah, this guy's won MLS Cup. What, second year in the league?
Yeah, with Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I loved honestly, outside of the possession, with the quick turnaround, only having 3 days to prepare. Literally the day of training, we had training. We were there for the media availability, and literally just a few hours after that, everybody flew down to Miami.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you were there. I wasn't there for that.
On
Monday?
I was the only one there.
Oh, no way.
Well, so Adam and Pat was there for the players.
Yeah.
But then for Nancy, I was the only one that was there.
My guy.
They were
getting a solo session. I had a solo session with Porter last year.
They were on Zoom.
Oh, they're just now starting to incorporate Zoom
again.
Bruh, how come I didn't know this?
Well, they sent the link out. It was in the email.
Nah, I was at Lead the Way. I was inspiring young students about podcasting.
You could have had Adam put it up on there, to watch doing a podcast with do an interview.
Yeah, but
you gotta think, my man.
I know, man, but
you weren't being wise.
I was inspiring young students about being a podcaster.
You weren't being wise.
Nobody said I was smart.
But one thing that Nazi said that he loved, he said the game was good, right?
Yeah.
We had chances.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, did we have chances. My prediction almost came true of 4-1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mo, he said, Mo's living with himself about the easy tap in. That Cucho goal, that should have been a goal.
Nah, man, that ball was way out.
Listen,
I agree with that one there. I watched the replay.
I know. I did
was
too.
Yeah, that ball's way out of bounds.
It could have easily been 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry, but Martinez is one of the GOATs in MLS.
My God, dude.
He's now 9th in scoring.
I'm going back to I think it was Connor's comment. Yeah, this one right here. Can't stop a bicycle kick from one of the best strikers in the league. You just got to step back and clap. Yeah, I
was blown away by it, honestly.
You couldn't stop that. I couldn't even stop that.
Well, there was from Campana, right?
Yeah.
If I forget who it was, if they would have been able to throw their body a little more,
Milos.
Yes. So if Milos would have been able to throw his body a little sooner, it would have blocked the ball.
Yeah. And then we would escape with 3 points.
Yes. So, and I'm not knocking Milos, right? This is his first full game back.
Yeah.
What a way to come back in the Miami Heat. Well, Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach Heat, okay? I'm just going to say that. It's not Miami. Might as well call them Inner Lauderdale. But I'll take the point. We're still unbeaten in 7. Now it's revenge against the Pigeons. You know what I'm saying? We sort of got revenge against Miami by drawing. Seeing how they came in, the lower.com and, walked out with 3 points. Yeah, neither is my parlay ticket, too.
NYC Twitter is not happy. I mean, my guy, are you okay over there? Golly.
I'm fine.
Why is New York Twitter not happy? I mean, you're 1 point out from a playoff spot. I don't know.
They still suck anyways.
Yeah. Jerald, my friend, you want to talk Cappies?
I did not get to because it was postponed, pushed back
Oh,
because of
really?
weather. Yes.
Well, I saw they lost 2-0.
Yeah, they lost 2-0. I don't know who scored, but original start time I believe was 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern,
Mm-hmm.
and there was weather. So they
It's
did not.
Chicago for you. I mean,
Yeah, well they didn't start until 8:35 p.m.
mm-hmm.
So at that time I was into the men's national team. And
Oh yeah,
quite honestly, I was actually before I found out that Aiden wasn't on, there that game, I was actually quite looking forward to the Kevin Molino Aiden Morris match.
yeah,
Seeing them practice, in practice it's different, but seeing them go at it against each other on the pitch, that was going to be fun.
if I remember correctly, Columbus Crew 2 did lose 2-0.
Yes, they lost
Um,
2-0.
yeah, which means that puts them in as
They're
a
still,
Columbus
I believe,
standings,
they're still second in the
third,
third in
one
the
point.
East.
Yeah, 1 point behind New England Revolution 2,
Well,
9-5-2 record, 9-5-2-2 record. My bad. Still have a good home record though, 6-1-1.
yeah, see, they do theirs different. I believe they have 5 losses on the year,
Yes.
two shootout wins.
Yep.
Um,
2 ties.
yeah, so that's the 2 ties.
Yeah.
And they're what, 6?
What?
I forget how many wins. You just said it.
9.
9 wins, but with a good home record. They're on the road next week. Um, which their road record is almost like the first team's.
Yeah. 3-4-1.
Yeah. For some reason, we're good at home.
I mean, it's the fortress, man. It's the fortress.
You got the Death Star and the Fortress.
It's the fortress, man. That's all I'm saying. All right. So then I guess we're moving right into the Crew NYC preview.
So I did know that FC Columbus had their final home match against Carpathia.
Oh my lordy, man. Oh man. Yeah. So by the way, yeah, we'll touch on that really quick. That game was absolutely bonkers. What was that? Last week? 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks
Last
ago.
Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. So Carpathia start scoring early. I think it was like the 8th minute, 16th, like 24th, I think it was. I think it was like every 8 minutes, if memory serves me right. So it's 3-0 at halftime. I'm sitting there like, Jesus Christ. But the man himself, Damani Kamara, starts bringing Columbus back with a brace within the first 15 minutes of the second half.
Oh, he was back to his old form.
Yeah. So it's 3-2 heading towards the latter of the second half. Carpathia score to make it 4-2. Columbus had been running rancid over Carpathia, by the way. Absolutely forcing them to make turnovers, dispossessing them. Who was in net? Ziegler, Benjamin Ziegler making unreal saves. The tables were turned almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carpathia scores in the 83rd minute.
5-2.
4-2.
4-2.
Yep. And then there was I think it was 5 minutes of stoppage time in the 94th minute, 94th, 95th minute. Who was that? I think it was Matar So puts that ball side netting back post to make it 4-3. It's the most thrilling game I called since their 1-0 win over the Erie Commodores, the third game of the season. thrilling game. That was. I want to know where that FC Columbus team was
all season.
The entire season. The entire season. But they finish last in the Midwest Division, I believe, so they miss out on playoffs. But I'm looking forward to next year.
If we could get that second half team all season next year, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. By the way, while we're on the subject of other local teams, the Eagles.
Jesus Christ.
Golly.
8-0 was the last. I think it was like 8 or 9-0 on the last game.
9-0. Yeah.
Over Spirit.
Golly. Though what is? Oh man, I'm so mad I did not get out the game. Huh?
What have gotten into the women this year?
Look, man, I'm mad I didn't even get a chance to go to a game. I'm so mad.
I think they qualified for the playoffs.
They did. I just don't know where they're going to be yet. I haven't seen anything posted yet.
This is going to be fun.
Oh man, I see. Next time that they play, I'm going to pull up the game. I'm going to watch the game, and whatnot, or probably cover it. I don't know. Depends.
They definitely went beast mode this season.
Oh yeah, I woke up in beast mode.
Last season it was hit or miss, but this year,
this year the tables are turning. They're absolutely annihilating opponents.
I think they have the most goals scored out of everybody.
Isn't that their second 9-0 win of the season?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Because I got one early on in the season, and then this one. Gee whiz. Crew NYC Saturday 7:30 Lower.com field.
Playing the Pigeons on an actual soccer field?
Yeah, not a freaking baseball diamond.
But then we can't turn around and do no peanuts and cracker jacks, puns.
Oh, trust me, my friend. The puns will be coming on Saturday. the puns will be there. I'm gonna make sure that no, I'm kidding. I was gonna insult baseball, but I kind of like baseball. I like baseball a lot, actually.
Yeah.
So no official preview yet on the league website. However, Columbus have the series lead with 9 wins, 5 draws. NYC has 8 wins. The previous 3 results all fall in favor of each other. 1-1 draw against New York City back in June, that where we gave up the late goal. Last year, 3-2 for Columbus, August 6th. And then back in May, 2-0 for New York City. So 1-1-1, pretty much. The form of the Pigeons, though, is their last 4 have been draws. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've gotten 7 points in their last 5. Columbus have gotten 11 in their last 5.
I take it.
Columbus absolutely dominate the season stats. Except for towards the bottom here. Offside. New York's more offside than we are. Duels won 50% for New York. 10 1 tackles, 18 clearances. They've committed more fouls. They have more yellow cards. They have more red cards, actually, than we do. So
I don't think we've had one red card this year.
Yeah, no. We have 0. They have 0.1. But Columbus is really dominating. 50 on average, 57% possession, 13.5 shots, 5 on goal, 507 total passes.
Not
Jesus Christ, man. But looking ahead to this game, let's take a step back to the 1-1 draw against New York City in Yankee Stadium. What does Columbus need to do better in this game?
Play smarter and quicker.
Also, kill the game.
That's what I'm saying. Play smart and play quicker.
Yeah.
Touched on it a little bit, with Nancy, I believe. Um, either Monday Monday, about how like Mo has grown from making mental mistakes
Yeah.
like he did, in NYC, where he could have cleared that ball a little quicker, right?
Yeah.
And the progression of Mo from that game to now, he said, you can see it's night and day. You know what I'm saying? He's learned from it. So I want to take this time real quick before I get on to finish what I'm saying. I can't remember who it is on Twitter that said Farsi sucked. Y'all need a life. Because that kid actually goes out there and leaves it out on that pitch. Blood, sweat, tears, snot, eye boogers, all that out there on that pitch and bleeds black and gold. Stop. Y'all fans, you need to stop saying a player sucks because we didn't get the result that you wanted. The game dictated a 2-2 draw, period. Now back to this preview. I'm going to defend my Cappies till I die, damn it. Back to this preview. NYC is not the same without James Sands.
Is he hurt?
He's with the national team.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Forgot about that.
You know what I'm saying? So with him not playing, that's what you get for NYC is you get draws.
Yeah.
So NYC is not really that good of a road team either, I believe.
1, 5, and 6 on the road.
Yeah. So they're about to come in. There's a difference in playing in Yankee Stadium versus playing at lower.com.
The size.
Well, besides that, and that's what she said too.
I was going to say that same thing. Size matters, guys.
See, Courtney, you rubbing off.
What the fuck did I just say?
Oh, but no.
Oh my god.
We got to make sure we check this one off.
Yeah, man. This is going under explicit.
Yes. No, but there's definitely a difference playing. You got the historical aspect playing at Yankee Stadium, right?
Yeah.
You got the fan excitement at lower.com. It's already a sellout.
Sellout, too.
So ninth consecutive home sellout, 10th of the season.
I thought this would be the 10th and 11th of the season.
They said it was last Saturday.
Dude, I have no idea anymore.
I'm going to have to go to the lower.com's.
I'm gonna ask Rob or Eunice tomorrow when I go to training, like, what is the official count for sellouts?
Yeah.
Because it was like 8.
It should be 10th consecutive and then now 11th of the season.
11th of the season.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm thinking.
Whatever it is.
If Red Bulls is 9, this should be 10.
Yeah. Whatever the official one is, you're getting 20,000 plus.
But see, they said that for the Red Bulls, that it was the 9th.
That's what the flyer said.
Yeah, and I think that was a typo.
Yeah, it might have been.
Because it was the 9th consecutive. and we played New York City this week. We played Red Bulls last week. I think Crew Social messed up on that one.
Yes.
I think Crew Social messed up on that one, and nobody caught it.
Well, now we're catching it.
Yeah, I mean, I caught it. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah,
But
but
I don't think this is the 10th.
but this is seismic proportions of being in front of 20,000
Yeah.
in a more confined space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, playing at Yankee Stadium, you don't get the echoes.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Playing at lower.com, you better have earplugs. You know, so I really think that, you know, this is our last home game before League's Cup tournament.
Correct.
So I think these last two games,
Don't remind me.
the Crew comes out and moves up. Because I think Cincy is falling. They're hurting.
What is happening with them?
They're hurting without Miazga and
Vasquez.
Well,
yeah. What is up with them? Holy hell!
I mean, it's Cincinnati.
Yeah, my buddy said since he's going to Cincy, so I mean,
yeah,
we're 9 points back from Cincinnati right now. We are currently 3 back from second, and that's two back from third.
And that's New England, right?
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah, New England. No, okay. No, Nashville.
Okay, so
we're two back from third, which is New England.
You know, which is, you know what I'm saying? It's doable, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at everything, I was like a little kid at Micro Center today.
My guy's enjoying his wireless adapters.
I much so am. You know what I'm saying? We said Nashville and New England sit, right?
Yeah. Second and third, respectively.
You know, we'll get into predictions, but they play Red Bulls on the road.
Who?
New England. You know, and Nashville plays Chicago on turf. You know what I'm saying?
New England plays
Red Bulls
on the road. They have a 3-3-4 record on the road. And Nashville against Chicago.
Yeah.
They have a 3-4-3 record on the road. That's a very good point, Jerald, on turf. Nashville and Chicago. That's a very good point.
Crew win. New England loses. We move up, right?
Correct.
Nashville loses and New England loses. We move up to second. Right?
I think we move up to third. They have one less loss than we do.
Okay. So we move up to third. So what?
Unless, well, their goal differential is also better than ours.
Who? Nashville's?
Nashville. They have 14.
And we have 13.
We're at, yeah, that's true. Well, it really depends on goals scored for both teams. So I still think we move. I think we're tied for second with Nashville because we would both have 11 wins.
Yep.
I think pending score wise, they would be ahead of us on goal differential.
Yep. So yeah. I didn't even see who Kentucky played, but you know,
Cincinnati plays.
Oh, they play on turf. They play Charlotte. So you got two out of the top 3 that play on turf this weekend.
Yeah. And
you know
turf sucks. The biggest one though, the biggest one that concerns me is New England though.
You got Ghost over there.
Nah, I think somebody dropped their phone.
But needless to say, the Pigeons, I think we send them back to NYC, carrying messages to the city of New York. You can't come to our city and, shit everywhere.
Yeah.
They're not the NYCFC from 2021
Yeah.
when they won
No.
everything.
Yeah. No.
We got Amundsen on the team, so he's got a cup. You know what I'm saying? He was on that team that won the MLS Cup that year. So, what's your take?
Sorry, hang on.
Well, I'm gonna say my keys to the game before I get your take.
Yeah, go ahead.
My keys to this is to keep playing the way that you've been playing. Communicate a little more out there on the field, and don't let your emotions after scoring cloud your judgment on that pitch. Because Nancy has said that the players sort of have let their emotions run wild after scoring, that they start making mistakes.
Yeah.
Keep that emotion in check after scoring. Cool, good, celebrate, do the gritty, cha-cha, whatever you want to do. Do it real quick, cut the emotion off, get back to playing.
Get back to playing. The one thing that stands out to me is the goals against for New York. 27. Goals for Columbus. 42. I think that's the.
It's the most in the.
It's the most. Yeah, I couldn't remember if we were tied with somebody or somebody was like on our tail or whatnot.
St. Louis.
You're at 39. Yeah, you're at home. Sellout crowd with a 8-1-2 record at home. The thing that Columbus needs to keep an eye on is time. And it goes back to killing off games. We saw it against New York City. We saw it against Chicago before Zelleron hits that Puskás
miracle.
Yeah. It happened last night against Miami. We've seen it all too well this season. Kill off these games. As Nancy said before, take time going to the throw and take the ball to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
When there's 5, 4, 3 minutes left, take the ball to the corner. Take time getting the goal kick, right? Kill off these games, because dropping points in the last 5 or so minutes, maybe less than that, is what happens to us not getting points to stay above the playoff line, right? Mm-hmm. It's a repeat of last year, and it's happening way too often. If Columbus can work this kink out of finishing off these games, making sure to see the 3 points through, and not making a mental mistake, turning off their mentality and whatnot, we would probably be up in second right now.
So you brought up something, right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed something. The type of subs that Nazi subs in, right?
Mm-hmm.
He subs a defender in before he subs in an attacker.
Correct.
Flip it. You know what I'm saying? Flip it. Because we saw that last season. When you bring in another defender, right?
Yeah.
Late in the game, what's that mean you're going to do? You're going to park the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I feel that if he were to flip it to where you bring in another mid or you bring in another attacker, right? That shows that you're going to keep that pedal on that gas, right? And that you're going to keep trying to attack. Now, when he goes to make those late subs, right around the 85th minute, 87th minute, right? Then you bring in your defenders. You know what I'm saying? So then you bring them in. You give a couple of your attackers, maybe a wing, a break, right? But you show the opposition that, you know what I'm saying, you're not taking your foot off that gas.
Right.
You're going balls to the wall and nonstop. So that I think might be something if he were to, if he listens to our show, Coach Nancy, we love you.
Nothing but praise for you, man.
Nothing but praise, nothing personal, just maybe some ideas.
Yeah. We want to get into predictions. By the way, we have a new segment at the end of the show, by the way.
And we do?
Yes. I'll explain it. It's something that I did when I had my show on Score and Air.
Oh, okay.
Prediction time. Jerald, my friend.
Let's run it.
Starting off 7:30, Charlotte, that team down south.
Give me a draw.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Give me a draw. All right, so I'm gonna be like you for Hell Is Real. What I want is Charlotte's gonna win probably 2-1. Right? Maybe 3-2. Because I think Abaji and Acosta gets a goal. Right? I just think, Charlotte playing on turf and it's their home field. Miriam's going to get one. I mean, anytime he plays, he's bound for at least one a game or one every other game.
Yep.
Swiderski.
Your favorite player.
Blondie Flat Top.
Your favorite player.
He's bound to get one.
Yeah.
One goal every game or every other game. Right. So, and they got a couple other players. They got a player that's also with their next pro team. Tall as hell, but he's also a scorer.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So what I want it to be is a 3-2 win for Charlotte. What I think is going to happen is going to be 1-1.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-1 Charlotte.
See, I would love for that. But realistically, I think Kentucky FC seems to pull out, 1-0 wins, except for against DC United. They won, it was a draw 3-3. Don't know where those 3 goals decided to come from.
They lost that game.
No, they drew. Or no, DC. Yeah, so DC was 3-0. New England was 3-3.
Yeah.
So don't know where they got 3 goals from, but they paid the refs to say it was a goal. Just on the road, they loved, for some reason, they love those 1-goal games. So I really think it's either going to be a 1-1 draw or a 2-2 draw.
Okay.
I don't see them winning.
DC, Miami.
These bastards. I'm going to come out and say it's a draw.
Poor Miami can't get a window. Can't buy a win.
You know what? No. I'm going to go with our friends from Battered Herons 2-1.
Give me 2-0 DC.
I mean, I would that's probably what it's going to actually be. It's 2-0.
Yeah.
But, our good friends down there in South Beach, Give them a little hope before Messi gets here.
Montreal, Atlanta. In Montreal, by the way.
Give me Montreal.
Oh,
Atlanta's not looking. They just traded Andrew Gutman.
Yeah, but they still have Giamakis. They still have Miguel Berry. They still
think
have
he's hurt.
They still but they still have Thiago Almada.
Okay.
They have guys who can score goals.
I mean,
I'm going 3-0 Atlanta.
You're going 3-0 Atlanta. I might have to go with you.
I'm going 3-0 Atlanta. New York, New England.
Red Bulls in New England. Give me. This is the only time you'll hear me say, "Give me the Red Bulls." But give me the Red Bulls. 2-1.
I'm gonna go New England 2-0. Toronto, St. Louis.
You know I'm an honorary Canadian.
By the way, Toronto is down Federico Bernardeschi.
Oh, well, then give me St. Louis. St. Louis 4-0. They don't have Sean Johnson.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, he's with Gold Cup.
Yeah.
Give me.
Connor said 8-0 St. Louis.
St. Louis. To be honest, that's not a bad shout.
Not with St. Louis, though. You know,
that's not a bad shout. Give me 4-1 St. Louis.
I mean, Toronto still has Insigne, so I think that's the
Insigne has voices frustrations. I think he wants out.
And we'll take him.
Chicago, Nashville.
It's in Chicago. I like Chicago. They've been coming on a little bit. I'm going to upset 2-1. No, let me go. Let me go this. 2-0.
2-0. Give me 3-3. I'll take a 3-3 draw there. Houston, KC.
Ooh.
In Houston.
KC has actually sparked a little bit for some reason.
Yeah, they have. Alan Pulido has come on.
Give me a 2-2 draw.
I back that, actually. I back that 2-2. I back that. Minnesota, Austin. From Minnesota.
This one right here is not even close, honestly, in my opinion.
What?
Give me Minnesota 3-1.
Oh, my freak.
Hey, Reynosa's coming on.
Well, yeah. I mean, the guy's missed half of the season.
But he started to get back to that form.
Well, that Olympico. Holy nuts. Give me 2-2.
And that was called by our own Neil Sika, okay?
Yeah, I'm so happy he. I'm.
Hey, if he could be, one of our home games, he won't need to, he knows where everything is, okay?
Colorado, Dallas.
Give me 2-1 Dallas.
Give me an abandoned match again. Give me this game is not being played because of weather.
Did they have to do that?
Yes, they abandoned the match at halftime against Portland because of weather.
So that's why. And Portland won, right?
No, it was nothing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they have to play the second half because in order for a match to be completed, I think you have to play at least 70 minutes. in order for a match to be completed.
Oh, so that second half of the game is going to be played at a later date.
Yeah, they have to play 40. They have to play a second half. There's no way that there's no way that that this game happens. Jake Ziven and Kendra saying, "Oh, I've been on the call said if you see Jake, tell him I hi and that I enjoy his commentary. Tweet me the video." Jake actually he did El Trafico last night. He's very good.
Yes,
Kendra, I think she did the Minnesota game with Neil.
I think so.
Yeah, she's actually a Minnesota person. She's a former Minnesota person. So I actually like them both. I like Jake Ziven. He's good.
See, Connor, I don't think we get to see the commentators. If we do, we don't really know who they are.
I'll know Kendra when I see her. I think I'll know Jake when I see him too, probably. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking. This game's not going to get played because of weather. That's just me. What do you say? I can't remember. You said 2-0 Dallas?
2-1.
2-1 Dallas. All right. Salt Lake, Orlando.
This is a tough one, man, because Orlando's playing decent, right?
Yeah.
But Salt Lake, they made some moves, and they've been playing like a team possessed, right? Yes, Mama Fisher, we all know Jordan and Neil and Brett Hillebrand.
Of course. Brett watches every game.
He does. I think this is a 2-2 draw.
Give me 3-0 Orlando. Gonna say 3-3 draw. Connor, which game? I assume he's talking about Salt Lake, Orlando.
I don't see it getting up to 6 goals.
Unless Brett, one of the goats, yes. Brett is a goat. You don't see it getting up to 6 goals?
I don't see it getting 6 goals. I see 4.
I'm gonna go 3-0. I see 3. LA Galaxy, Philadelphia.
We're getting
into the late games.
I'm about to be bold, right?
Okay.
Galaxy 2-0.
I actually back that.
Over Philly.
I back that a lot. They looked, oh my God, they looked good last night.
I don't know what has happened.
They looked good.
But they beat San Jose?
No, they beat LAFC.
No. Before that.
Oh, before that.
They beat San Jose, I think, or drew. I think it might have been 3-2 or 2-2.
2-2.
2-2, but they came back and drew that one. But last night against LAFC, Ricky was out there, just looked like a demon.
He's an angry little man, though.
He suffers from LMS.
Are you serious?
Little man syndrome.
Oh, motherfucker.
I tried to keep it PG, okay? But no, he just looked like a demon out there last night.
He was good.
That was the LA Galaxy that we all know.
Yeah. I'm going to go 2-0. And I'm going to go Ricky Pooge brace.
I still think they get 1. Right?
Who, Philly?
Yes.
Okay.
You got Daniel Dazgod or whatever his name is.
Daniel Gazdag.
Yeah. You got him. Right? You don't have your keeper in Andre Blake.
Correct. Well, yeah, no, they don't. Oh. He'll actually be in Cincinnati.
Yeah. You'll be there for that.
Gonna clip that. Please do. And please do. And send it to us.
Clip what? Oh, the LMS?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but you're going to be down there Sunday.
Yeah, I will be.
For both games.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll be there for both games. That's gonna be fun.
Hey,
Um,
so I'll talk to you off of here about it, but no, I think Philly gets one, and it's going to be a PK, right?
okay.
But I think Galaxy win 2-1.
Okay. LAFC San Jose.
I told you this after CCL, right? Champions League. Club Leon broke LAFC.
Yeah.
I said Club Leon was going to win it. They did. But they broke LAFC.
Yeah.
For some reason, anytime an MLS team goes to the championship of the CCL, the finals, their season after that goes downhill.
Well, Seattle. They're doing pretty good, and they won it last year.
Yeah, but they're still not right where, you know what I'm saying,
They're not the Seattle that
they could
is.
be.
Yeah.
But
Speaking of,
after the championship though, right?
mm-hmm.
Their season went downhill last year, right?
Uh,
After Seattle winning it
n-
last year.
well, then it would have been. It was this season.
No, LAFC won it this season.
No, they didn't.
Well, they didn't win it. They didn't.
They made the.
Okay.
They made
Yeah.
the final. Yeah.
Let me, instead of saying winning it, an MLS team getting to that final, right? After that, their season goes downhill. After that point, right?
Yeah.
So after Seattle won it last year, the second half of their season after that, it really wasn't a season that they
This year.
were. So
they won it last year.
I know.
They played the Club World Cup this year.
Well, what I'm saying though is when they won it last year, right?
Right.
After
Okay.
that,
Yeah. Because the
their
final was in the
season,
middle of the season.
yeah, their season wasn't that good after that.
Yeah.
Because they put all their eggs in one basket.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with LAFC. They put all their eggs in one basket and ran through the CCL, brackets all the way until they met Club Leon. They met Club Leon for the finals for those two legs, and they said, hey, guess what? We're better than you. And since that championship game, LAFC has not been the same.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm getting at.
And speaking of Seattle, the penultimate prediction, Vancouver, Seattle.
Oh, I didn't pick my pick for LAFC.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either.
So LAFC, real quick, they're playing San Jose.
Yeah.
3-2 San Jose.
2-0 San Jose. Vancouver, Seattle.
This is honestly a tough one for me. Because ain't this a Cascadian battle?
Cascadia. Yeah, Cascadia Cup.
This one is tough for me because both teams are actually doing pretty good. Right? Vancouver is right there in middle of the pack. Seattle, okay, they're up there with the top, right? And it's in Vancouver. Give me a 2-2 draw.
1-1 draw.
If it's not a 2-2, it's going to be a 1-1.
Yeah. And then, obviously, our game.
The heavyweight fight.
Yep, Columbus, New York.
I'm not going with my bold prediction on scores anymore. Because every time I say that, what I want, it's going to be never is. But all the chances that we did have on Tuesday, my prediction could have came true. Give me 3-0.
2-1.
I think it's 3-0, and I think we see another Ramirez goal. I think finally Cucho gets his bicycle. And I really think Mo gets. So if Lucas did that at home, we would not have a city.
Yeah.
Well, we would not have a downtown. I'll put it that way. Well, no, we won't have a stadium. I'll say that. But Cucho gets that bicycle. We won't have the arena district.
The entire arena is just going to hear a bunch of 20,000 plus fans yelling and be like, what in the world was that?
We might actually register a 2.3 or a 3.2 earthquake on the seismic scale. But no, I think Lucas finally gets his bicycle.
You mean Cucho?
Yeah, Cucho gets his bicycle. Another Ramirez. And I think Farsi's due for another one.
Farsi's first MLS goal.
Yes. You could just tell.
Yeah.
He's due for one.
I got 2-1 Columbus. Both by Christian. Simple as that. Jerald, my friend, last segment here before we wrap up. We're gonna breeze by this. This is the longest episode that we've done so far, by the way.
No, I think we did another longer one.
Did we?
Yeah, I think.
Oh. When we were recording? Because remember, I did edit a lot of those. On the build the man statue. Yeah, I remember that. All right, Jerald, my friend. This is a little segment I like to call yellow card, red card. So, I got the cards here.
Of course you do.
Yellow card will be something that we don't like, but we tolerate, right?
Uh-huh.
Red would be absolutely hate.
Okay.
All right. So, I'm going to let you start. What is something that you would give a yellow card to?
What would something I would give a yellow card to?
Mm-hmm.
Don Garber.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And not making rule changes yet.
My mom remembers this. All right. So Don Garber and Lee and okay, rule changes. What is something you would give a red card to?
KFC.
Red card for segment over. Good night, Connor.
Listen, I'm not gonna say a red card for pro refs.
But by the way, this doesn't have to be soccer related. It can be anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying KFC.
Are you talking the restaurant?
Both.
Okay. Why?
I hate both. KFC, they got rid of. It doesn't taste the same.
Okay.
They say they have their. They say that they haven't changed up their secret recipe. I call bullshit. I will not eat their food because it does not taste like it was in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 90s. It's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Their mac and cheese sucks. It tastes like some old, it tastes like an old stale banquet microwave mac and cheese, like something you would get at the hospital.
Okay, fair enough. So for me, shit, I'm giving. He's gonna hate me when he sees this. I'm giving a yellow card to my buddy James. Why? Because this guy takes every single weapon in Apex when we land, and here I am running around with no weapon and a white shield, and I die first. Great guy, best friend of mine, but my guy. Stop going after my my box, my little thingy to get a weapon, right? And I'm going with my mom. What she said. I'm giving a red card to the team that I had to referee tonight
Oh man.
for absolutely wanting to start a fight for no freaking reason with the other team after the game was well over, and for trying to convince me that I gave a yellow card to somebody who was already on a yellow when I know 100% I did not. As my friend Bree put it, let me quote verbatim what she said. So I messaged my friend Bree about it, and she said, "Soccer is just their excuse to do below amateur MMA." So that so that's my yellow and red card for the week.
He
Uh,
officiates adults who act like high schoolers.
oh my god, it pisses me off so much. We're gonna do this every week.
I love it.
We're gonna do this every week. Uh, I'm gonna clip this, by the way, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter. So for those of you on Twitter who missed the live stream, comment in the thread below what you would give a yellow card to. Is something you don't like but you'll tolerate it, and a red card for something you absolutely hate. Comment down below on YouTube, Twitter, wherever this is gonna go, and let us know what you think. Okay. Um, do you appreciate adults? Look, Connor, I appreciate adults who act like high school kids,
That's what I said.
let alone kids like U12. Just pisses me off. That's what adults who act like to exactly. But Jerald, my friend, thanks for playing along. That is it for the newest edition of the Wisemen Say Podcast. Thank you to everybody who joined here on YouTube. If you stayed to the end, and
one final thing.
yeah,
Oh, I think you might be getting to it. So
I have no idea. I was doing the outro.
oh, well, before we finish up with the outro, would just like to take the time to thank every one of you guys, because without you guys, we would not be where we're at. We do have the listener support link in our bio on every episode, on our Spotify account, pretty much everywhere. If you guys feel like donating, donate whatever you can, whatever you want. But what it goes for is not only does it keep the podcast running, new software, new equipment, but it also helps us travel to these games. It helps us cover the Chicagos, the Portlands, the Dallases, the Houstons, the LAs, the Colorado. I know I'm not trying to rub it in, but it helps. It helps us get to those matches to bring you some of the content that we bring you. So we're trying to get you new and exciting content. We're trying to keep you guys, apprised of what Coach Nancy and what other players are, what they're saying. For you, the fans that don't get to be there and get to see this, we're bringing to you straight from the horse's mouth what they say before the internet gets a hold of it. So if you would like to donate, please donate.
Or hell, even just spread the word.
Even spread the word about, getting out to us, sharing our episodes. The more you share, the more it gets out there, the more people know who we are and what we do. So hats off to all you fans. I know you'll see me out at the supporters HQ tailgate pretty much every home game. But look forward to some new things coming for some home games. And I'm gonna leave it at that, and I'm gonna turn it back over.
For those of you who watched to the end here on YouTube, appreciate y'all. Most definitely. If you have listened to the end and you are listening on wherever you get podcasts, be sure to drop us a follow on Twitter at Wisemen Pod, Jerald on Twitter at 614 Bucknuts with a Z, and me at Fisher Tyler, 2 underscores at the end. And we look forward to giving you guys more crew talk. Do we want to do an in-depth preview on New York Saturday morning, or
We can before I head down there.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Or we could do pregame.
What's the weather supposed to be like? That's the first thing.
It's
Because
Ohio.
if it's hot or rainy, I'd rather do it here.
Saturday it's supposed to be 83
It's hot.
with 30% chance of storms.
Ugh, that's hot. And possible rain.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah,
You
we'll
know?
talk. Other than that, Jerald, my friend, as tradition goes, wise men say,
Only fools rush in.
we will see y'all Saturday, possibly morning, possibly.
Yep.
We'll let y'all know. Other than that, my friend,
Stay wise.
yeah, there we go.